For nearly 50 years, Voyager 1 has journeyed alone through the silent, endless void beyond our solar system. An aging spacecraft, it drifts farther than any man-made object in history, deeper into space than any probe has ever dared to go. Long seen as a ghost ship of the cosmos, Voyager carries the hopes, data, and memories of a distant Earth, quietly transmitting what little it can back home. Scientists expected its signal to slowly fade as its systems aged and its power dwindled. But just when it seemed that Voyager had entered its final chapter, something utterly unexpected happened. Without warning, and without command from Earth, Voyager 1 changed course. It wasn't a mechanical failure. It wasn't a scheduled maneuver. It appeared to be a shift made of its own volition. Even more unsettling, just days before the shift, Voyager picked up a low-frequency hum. A sound with no identifiable source. It matched nothing in NASA's vast archives. No natural explanation could be found. And yet, the hum persisted. Now, with its antenna still aimed toward Earth, Voyager appears to be turning back, or perhaps being pulled. What had it encountered in the deep unknown? What did it see that made it shift its course? To understand the magnitude of this moment, we have to go back to where it all began. In 1977, NASA launched Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, designed to take advantage of a rare planetary alignment that happens only once every 176 years. Their mission, a grand tour of the outer planets, using gravity assists from Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune to push them farther into the cosmos. Voyager 1 was assigned to fly by Jupiter and Saturn, capturing humanity's first close-up images of their rings, moons, and swirling atmospheres. The data Voyager 1 sent back in the late 1970s and early 1980s transformed planetary science, showing erupting volcanoes on Io, the complex ring structures of Saturn, the dense haze of Titan. But its mission didn't end there. Once its planetary tour was complete, it kept going, beyond Pluto, beyond the heliosphere, and into interstellar space, a region untouched by human technology. As the years passed, Voyager's data stream weakened but never ceased. It continued sending measurements of plasma waves, magnetic fields, and cosmic rays, sometimes faint, always delayed. Then, in its 46th year, its instruments detected something they had never encountered before, a steady, low-frequency hum embedded in plasma wave readings. At first, scientists assumed it was interference or a malfunction. But the signal repeated. It was detected by multiple antennas across NASA's deep space network. This wasn't background radiation. It wasn't a solar flare. It came from no direction they could trace. More unnerving was the pattern. The hum fluctuated in precise mathematical intervals, like a message designed not to be heard, but recorded. Engineers, astrophysicists, and data analysts pored over the readings. Weeks passed. Still, there was no clear explanation. Then, without any apparent command, Voyager 1 adjusted its trajectory, a subtle but measurable change. Not just a drift. A reorientation. As if it was aiming to better observe something. The question changed from what did we hear, to who, or what, heard us. Voyager is powered by an aging radioisotope thermoelectric generator. Its thrusters hadn't been used in years. And yet, telemetry confirmed it. The spacecraft had rotated, turning its decommissioned camera array toward an empty region of space. A region with no visible stars, no galaxies, and no known gravitational signatures. Why point there? What had Voyager detected? At over 15 billion miles from Earth, there's no autopilot, no remote steering, no external aid. Yet the spacecraft made a decision. Or so it seemed. Then came something even stranger. The data it transmitted began to change, subtle shifts in timing and frequency. Upon closer analysis, the distortions revealed patterns, intentional modulations forming complex sequences, echoing binary code and harmonic resonance. JPL scientists brought in cryptographers, linguists, and AI specialists. Some believed the patterns might be a response, or perhaps recognition. As if Voyager was no longer alone, but observed. As if something had noticed us. Could Voyager have encountered an intelligence, one that doesn't use radio waves, but something more alien? Gravitational pulses, magnetic fields, something we haven't yet imagined? And if so, had that intelligence responded? Following the trajectory shift and the strange modulations, Top-level meetings were convened in secrecy at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. A select group of mission veterans, engineers, and physicists were brought in to study the anomaly. What they found would challenge everything we thought we knew, not just about Voyager's mission, but about our place in the universe. What was initially considered a minor deviation soon sparked a heated debate among experts. Some argued that it was merely the last gasp of a dying spacecraft, a final malfunction, a misfire of failing hardware. However, others, looking at the consistency of the altered signal and the precise nature of the directional shift, suggested something far more unsettling. They proposed that Voyager 1 might have encountered an unknown gravitational or electromagnetic anomaly, or worse, that it was responding to something not naturally occurring. With each new burst of data, the patterns became harder to ignore. Geometric ratios, symmetrical intervals, and harmonic feedback hinted at a deliberate structure. It was as though something was mirroring or even mimicking the spacecraft's activities. The JPL team, caught between skepticism and awe, found themselves confronted with a question no space agency had ever truly been prepared to answer. What do we do if this isn't random? As whispers of the data leak spread through the scientific community, independent analyses began emerging from universities and observatories around the world. Several leading physicists put forward a radical theory. Perhaps Voyager 1 had entered a region of space where dark matter was interacting, or even brushed against a distortion in spacetime, a phenomenon theorized to occur near massive gravitational anomalies or exotic astrophysical objects. But one particular paper raised more than eyebrows. It caused widespread discomfort. A group of AI researchers had used pattern recognition software to analyze the modified signal, and what they found was chilling. Parts of the signal mirrored the Arecibo message, the binary radio transmission humanity sent into space back in 1974. Some sequences Voyager was now receiving had mathematical similarities with that very message, suggesting an unsettling possibility. What if some form of intelligence had intercepted our signal, and now it was responding, using Voyager as a relay? Was this simply a cosmic coincidence, a quirk of noise in the universe? Or could it be the first genuine response from a cosmic entity? When Voyager 1 was launched, Carl Sagan and a small team of scientists included on board one of humanity's most iconic artifacts, the Golden Record. A copper disc coated in gold, the record contained greetings in 55 languages, music from different cultures, and diagrams designed to introduce Earth to any life form that might one day encounter it. At the time, it was largely seen as a symbolic gesture, a romantic attempt at interstellar communication, a token of our existence. But now, with Voyager showing signs of deviation and possible interaction, attention has turned back to the Golden Record. Some scientists are beginning to wonder, could the information on it have been decoded or interpreted by something Voyager passed near? After all, the diagrams include detailed maps of Earth's location relative to known pulsars. If anything or anyone understood it, Voyager 1 is no longer just a relic, it's a beacon. And for nearly half a century, it has been carrying our coordinates. If that beacon was heard, the implications are staggering, not just for science, but for humanity's future security and existence. As the signal continues to evolve, internal documents from NASA suggest a quiet shift in protocol. Project members have reportedly been instructed to refrain from speculating about non-natural causes in official communications, instead categorizing the anomaly under Data Anomaly Review. But off the record, some insiders admit they're deeply unsettled. Because what Voyager 1 seems to be experiencing doesn't align with any known astrophysical behavior, it behaves like an interaction. It mirrors intelligence. It adapts as if aware. There's a growing fear, not just about what Voyager 1 has encountered, but what it means. If a machine, drifting in the most isolated part of the universe, has encountered a presence, a field, or a signal that responds to its movements, then we're left with a question we've never had to ask before. What if something has been watching us all along? Voyager 1 wasn't supposed to last this long. It wasn't built to send whispers across the stars for nearly 50 years. It certainly wasn't designed to make contact, let alone respond to something beyond our known reality. But now, it appears that's exactly what it may have done. What began as a mission to explore our outer planets has become a tale of cosmic proportions, a moment where science brushes up against the unknown, where awe shifts into unease. This spacecraft, drifting silently over 15 billion miles from Earth, may have found something, or perhaps something has found it. The signal distortions, the impossible course correction, the mirrored patterns, the echo that doesn't belong to us, all point to a single, breathtaking possibility. Voyager may first have made the first real contact, not with intelligent life as we imagine it, but with something else, something vast, structured, and watching. If this is Voyager's final chapter, it ends not in silence, but with a question so profound it could shake the foundations of everything we thought we knew. What if we are no longer the observers, but the observed? Now, it's your turn. Do you believe Voyager 1 has truly encountered something unnatural? Is this the beginning of a new era in space exploration, or the closing act of a story we were never meant to hear? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if this story has left you questioning everything, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share this video with someone who still believes there's magic, real, terrifying, beautiful magic, out there in the stars. Because in the end, Voyager didn't just send back data. It sent back a message. And maybe, just maybe, we're not the only ones listening anymore.